A new challenger has appeared. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and today we're going to be talking about the offensive tackle room and the fact that a new player has come onto the scene that I don't think a lot of us were expecting was going to become available, and that is offensive tackle Cam Robinson of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here on screen with me, and let's talk about this whole thing. One, why is this such a big deal that Cam Robinson is coming on and possibly being cut? Well, the offensive tackle class in free agency isn't all that great. And in a perfect world, the New York Jets need to fill 2 tackle spots, especially the left tackle. And when you take Joe Douglas and what we saw last year from the offensive line, I have a hard time expecting, and with recent trends, I have a hard time expecting that Joe Douglas is going to give a rookie the left side of the offensive line and just give a rookie the blind side. That just doesn't seem like a Joe Douglas thing to do. And when we look at the strength of the offensive line in this upcoming draft, it's not at left tackle, it's at right tackle. So it kind of works out for the Jets. If they can get a left tackle in free agency, then they can target a right tackle in the draft. They could put Elijah Vera Tucker there. There are a lot more moving pieces and a lot more options that they can do if they can fill the left tackle in free agency. The problem is that the free agent market for left tackle isn't all that great. You've got guys like Jonah Williams, who has a checkered history coming with him, but he stays healthy. Or you have guys like Tyron Smith or Andres Pete or Mekhi Becton or David Bakhtiari, all guys who come with massive injury questions and haven't played a full season in a long time and are most of them over 30, except for Mekhi Becton and Jonah Williams. So now you're having this conversation about some of these guys where they all kind of have a question mark on them. And it's not necessarily about an aspect of their play. It's more a question about, can they stay healthy? Can they transition to our system? And these are really, really hard questions to answer. Now, Cam Robinson coming onto the scene, as unexpected as he is, breathes in new life because now the New York Jets have a target that they can throw a ton of money at the left tackle position. And the best part of it is that Cam Robinson isn't all that old. He is 28 years old, and he's going to be 28 by the beginning of next season. So that means that you're getting an offensive tackle who you can pay big money to. You can give Cam Robinson a 5-year deal and feel comfortable with that. I'm not saying that that's what they're going to do, but you can give him a long-term deal and feel comfortable with that because Cam Robinson doesn't have those questions. One, he's 28 years old. This year is only the second time in his career where he's missed significant time, and that was one because he did get hurt and two because he had the suspension at the beginning of the year. But for the rest of his time in Jacksonville, he has played almost every game that he possibly can, missing 1 or 2 games here and there. And that is someone that I am more willing to bank on and say, you know what? He's played 14 of 16 games in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 5 years that he's played. He's like, again, he just plays a ton. Now, another question that I had to ask is, well, why are the Jacksonville Jaguars going to cut Cam Robinson? And I actually have a friend who I went to high school with who went to college and actually is a beat reporter down in Jacksonville. He's a local guy. He's not very big. He barely gets any access. But from what I was able to get from him, he's saying that everything about the Cam Robinson cut has nothing to do with the player or the level of play and everything to do with the salary cap and, more importantly, the impending free agency of Josh Allen, their edge rusher. From what I've been told, they are really, really high on Anton Harrison, their first-round pick last year, and they would love to move him over to the left side, and they can't do that with Cam Robinson there. Secondly, they really like this offensive tackle class that's upcoming, and they feel like they can find someone to fill in that right side a little bit easier and at a cheaper value. And more importantly, they need to free up space because they're expecting a Josh Allen contract to be upwards and north of $30 million a year, and they're trying to make sure that they can fit all of that money underneath the cap, and in the case that they need to franchise tag him, that they can have the money to franchise tag him, still sign their first round picks, and go on and do that. And they can do all of that by cutting a guy like Cam Robinson, who saves them $17 million in the case of a cut. And so it's kind of a perfect storm for the New York Jets, because Cam Robinson is kind of the perfect player for the New York Jets. Yes, he struggles in run blocking, and we see that when we watch his tape and when we look at the PFF grades, which you have to take with a grain of salt and all of that. But he's also one of the best pass blocking offensive tackles in the NFL. I think he ranks 5th when it comes to pressures allowed in the NFL in true passing sets. So the guy just wins in pass protection, and maybe he struggles in the run game, but that's what Elijah Vera Tucker is for. If you put him at left guard, if you put him at right tackle, let's say, is AVT and Joe Tippmann, you don't ever want to run the ball to the left side anyway when you got those two studs on the right side dominating in the run game. And so you can work around his inabilities in the run game to boost that up. And like I said, if Elijah Vera Tucker plays left guard and you get like a guy like Talise Fuaga at right tackle, well, you still answered the issue, right? Talise Fuaga's dominant in the run game. AVT's dominant in the run game. Tippmann is dominant in the run game. And then you pop in a center there between them, and now you've got a really, 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 really good offensive line. I am so totally bought in on the New York Jets being all in on Cam Robinson. If they do cut him, this guy needs to be in Gotham Green. He is target number 1 in my books. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you agree with me that Cam Robinson should be a target for the New York Jets? Why or why not? And last but not least, go Jets.